Yo, what's up? I'm your host Joe,
And I'm Marcelo.
and this is the WWW podcast. Hello, welcome back to the WWW pod for a new episode with me and Marcelo.
Hello, folks. Welcome back.
So, we kinda took a pause, couple of weeks, summer, August. I'm Italian, so that's usually when we go to vacation. So I spent a week in Croatia and another week home, saying I have to spend some time with my mom, Italian mom. That's usually the deal, you know?
I
What
know.
about you, Marcelo? What did you do in the last couple of weeks?
I went to Spain for 2 weeks.
Wow, nice. In Spain, where? I love Spain.
The south.
Andalusia.
See.
Que bonita.
See. So yeah, enjoying the sun. It's summer, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're almost over with the summer. I mean, I don't know in Utrecht, but in Vienna, temperature already a bit colder, you know what I mean? 21 degrees. It actually is perfect, but given, yeah, me as well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I took a bit of a pause from, coding and agents and all the AI bullshit, and I'd say it was refreshing, having, an entire week without opening the laptop, enjoying the seat, and thinking about, what to send to Claude, how to Tokenmaxx, and use my subscription the most I can. So yeah, I guess it was nice for a bit to, don't experience that fatigue.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, it seems like lately a bunch of developers experience, fatigue with AI. I mean, it was
I
supposed to do the job, but I think there's plenty of people that I don't know lately, even on Twitter, kind of say yeah, I'm kind of exhausted, or not necessarily burning out, but I don't know, I've read a bunch of similar situations.
yeah, I mean, I can't breathe because of anxiety, but still,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, my point was that I'm just happy. I for a couple of weeks, I mean, not a couple. The first week was really no laptop at all. The second week was more yeah, we'll still not working in Sentry, but did a bunch of stuff on my own projects. But yeah, that was
Nice.
pretty much the last 2 weeks. What about you? I saw I opened your GitHub profile yesterday, and I kind of said, "Whoa, wait a minute! Marcelo is on a spread or something."
I don't know. You said that I did a lot of stuff on the last 2 weeks. I don't remember the exact what I did in total on the 2 weeks, but yeah, this weekend I remember what I did, and yeah, I mean, actually, let's pull that up. What did I do in the last 2 weeks?
I think I saw a bunch of stuff on a bunch of Zeek projects
Ah, yeah.
ZI, Zuviloop, ZHTTP.
Oh!
Yeah, you did a bunch of stuff on Zeek stuff. I saw
Right.
also a bunch of stuff on, not a bunch of stuff, but some stuff on Uvicorn, some stuff I don't know, man.
Okay.
You tell
Yeah.
me. I just saw Marcelo pushed like, I don't know, hundreds of commits in 24 different repositories. I don't know, man.
Okay, I do have some of the projects that of things that I did. Yeah, the Zig AI one is one that you mentioned. Is I can
Tell
pull
me
it up
about
here.
it. Like, what's
Can I share my
what's?
screen here?
Yeah, sure.
Let me see how I do that. Share window Zig AI. Zig AI. So this was the idea was not necessarily to port Pydantic AI to Zig, but at some point it became that because I wanted a nice, a nice interface in Zig to do the same that you do in Python with Pydantic AI. So this was the approach I could reach. So this is how you'd define the agent, and this is how you'd run it. And then my approach was, yeah, I spent a lot of commits on, on this one. So this was a lot of well, it commits by itself, right? The agent commits by itself. So I do tell it to do jobs in a way that's meaningful. So each commit follows my advice on how a nice commit would look like, and that's what it did. I think, although I think I just spent 1 day or something. I think if we check the first commit and 17 and well, I think I don't know how to go to the end. Well, but I think this was 1 day or two. But yeah, this was the idea. So it implemented a lot of features from Pydantic AI into like a lot, like almost the whole thing in Zig. And
But
actually, yeah,
yeah, can I ask you something? Like why?
yeah. Why?
Yeah, like what? Why Zig? Why? Like, what was the just to see how it behaves, or do you have like any? I don't know.
I was
Like
curious. I
I don't
think.
think like it. You have any performance penalties in Pydantic AI like compared to this
Oh no,
one?
no, no! This
Okay.
was merely a
Experimenting.
curiosity. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was experimenting to see how it behaves, like how the API would look like. Like I don't think this was a bad experiment to be honest. I'm in a phase that I'm trying to understand if that is a language of the future. If it's more like, does it matter the language at this point? Like I have projects in all languages and I kind of understand what's written in the language anyway, even if I'm not the expert. Like you can read code most of the time if you've been familiar with coding for some years. So I'm in this phase that I'm trying to understand. I'm just curious about how things would behave and in my field of expertise. So for example, in this case, I know Pydantic AI and I wanted to see how this would look like. This specific project was just curiosity. I didn't commit after that because I don't think I don't know what the next step would be. But I've heard that a guy actually saw me doing this, like creating this project, and he said he replaced his other framework that he was using with Zig AI.
That's nice. That's
That's
nice.
interesting. Yeah, yeah,
So I guess like so you said the thing about the languages like do languages matter even matter nowadays? And I think like my take on that would be it depends like so to my perspective like I don't think like high level languages matter that much anymore, like meaning and by that I don't mean like Python will disappear
uh-huh.
or TypeScript will disappear or whatever, or Ruby. I mean, I don't know if like
Is he still there?
anybody uses Ruby except for DHH and the last few Ruby on Railers users. But anyways, oh well, I mean like there's also Homebrew, so yeah, that's a lot of Ruby. Um, but yeah, my point is more like probably I guess with agents. So in the right context, which is like you don't care about the code, because
Yeah.
that's I think that's the the base level, right? Like of the argument. Because otherwise, like if you care about the code, you also care about the language. So
Yeah.
in a context in which you don't really care about the code,
Wait,
um,
wait. I'm not sure I agree fully on that. Do you can you rephrase that point?
so okay, let me finish like
Yeah. Yeah,
my
sorry.
thing. So maybe we can see if like I get to a point. So I guess in the context in which you don't care about the code or you don't care that much about the code, um, I think like a high level language doesn't really matter. Whereas low level languages, I think it still matters in a way. So, but not for the code itself, for the syntax itself. So probably like I'd say if you just I don't know, take an agent and you want to do something, okay, and reach a point in which you have a result. Um, I guess if you're talking about using low level languages, because at that point doesn't really matter if you don't know C or Zig or Rust or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I think at that point, like on a low level language, it still makes sense. The only, but not under like the syntax or the language itself. It's more like, oh, for this specific project, I don't know, Rust makes more sense than Zig because of, I don't know, memory safety or whatever. Or, yeah, C makes more sense because, I don't know, like the code looks like it's easier to write the code with goto instructions. I don't know, like, um, but I guess like that's a valid point. I think, like, on the other hand, if you're just doing, like, I don't know, if you're just pointing the agent to do something like, I don't know, a simple crude backend or whatever, I don't think, like, TypeScript versus Python versus PHP versus Ruby on Rails versus whatever really matters at that point. I think, like, it matters the ecosystem, maybe. But yeah, I don't know, like,
Yeah,
does it
but
make sense to you?
I think my questioning is more about at this point. Does it really need to be on a high level language if things are more performant in low level languages? That if you are not spending that much time coding anymore,
Mm-hmm.
you just want to see the results.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can read code. I mean, maybe it's more verbose in a low level language, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, we're not reading that much. We are doing dynamic reading on huge pull requests nowadays, unless well, at work at least. I mean, in general, I think in general that's what's happening in the world. So my questioning is more about this. Why not write in a low level language if you're starting brand new? Is it because of I don't know. It's just to have more reference in high level languages, or by the way, I code in
I think
Python, eh?
yeah, I think it really depends again on the scope of the project. Like again, if it's web application, I mean like that already sets the scope nowadays. Like yes, you can use Rust, but like the ecosystem is I mean nowadays Rust probably for doing backends it's medium like in terms of choices and size like
Well,
of the ecosystem but like I don't know like would you write a backend in C like why like even
no,
if it's more performant like you don't have an ecosystem of like
okay.
a lot of tooling right.
When I say low level here,
Uh-huh.
I'm more thinking about Rust and Zig, and when
Hmm.
I'm saying high level here, I'm exclusively thinking about Python and TypeScript.
Okay, yeah, but again
So
like I don't know like again if you compare like something like fast api and the ecosystem it has right
yeah,
like so to do a certain things, like even the amount of code that the agent needs to write is very little because you have like, I don't know, 10,000 different libraries based on Fast API that implements already the shit you have to do. Versus
I
maybe that doesn't exist in Rust, so you end up with the agent needing to write more code. I don't know, like maybe that's the difference nowadays. Like if you're talking about the agentic coding.
maybe, but I'm not that familiar. But how is it how is it going for? I think it's Actix and
Mm-hmm.
Actix in and Axum. I think those two are in Rust. How are they? How good it is or how nice it is to code in those compared to FastAPI? I am not familiar. I just know the keywords because
I
I
mean,
like to know keywords.
I mean, the sugar syntax of those two frameworks is still nice because like they can rely on a bunch of macros and stuff in Rust, right?
Okay.
So, but even if you have that sugar syntax from the framework itself, my point is more like I don't know, like you need to build a rate limiter for the API, or you need to uh I don't know, have API docs, or like all those kind of shit that like you just use fast API and a bunch of packages that are ready to do whatever you want
I think
versus I don't know
I think
implementing
the
those.
point I think the point you're defending is a
Mm,
point that I always have to re-implement the stuff that I need anyway.
mm.
So I don't see that as a pro of
Yeah, yeah.
as you're mentioning.
I think,
Maybe there's more references. That yes, but I always have to re-implement stuff or something. I don't know what I did wrong, but
but I think like that's not the like if you're like if you're talking about me and you, yes, I totally
I
agree
see.
with you. Uh, My point, like, I think my thinking was more about like the general public of like
Mm,
developers
okay,
overall,
okay.
using Claude
Maybe.
or whatever. Like, I don't know how many people like re-implement rate limiting every fucking time, uh, or I don't know, like header parsing or a bunch of stuff like. There's no, I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, I mentioned this about well, it's a more philosophical thing
Yeah,
that
of
I'm trying
course.
to solve for myself as well.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be fixed with the idea that just Python is the thing that works and stay with it. I'm trying to see exploring stuff. So that's why I
No, no, but
created the
that's super cool, man. Like,
yeah.
I think everybody should. Like I think it's the best usage nowadays for AI. Like in general, like I think it's still one of my favorite ways of well, first experimenting with AI. Second, like it gives you like a huge opportunity to learn by examples. Like that like I don't think like everybody do that, but like yeah, like it's still a good usage of AI, right? Instead
Yeah.
of um I don't know, reiterating forever on the things you already know.
Right.
Uh
Right.
Also because at that point probably your skills go to the toilet or whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah.
um so yeah,
I,
it's nice, man. Like
Yeah, that the whole thing said, what I've been
mhm,
exploring, that's one of the things that I've been doing those 2 weeks,
mhm,
is I'm trying to explore some stuff and that can be improved using those low level languages in this specifically Zig
mhm.
to improve performance on Starlet and UFCore. Okay?
Okay.
So I've been doing a lot of experiments with a lot
Uh-huh.
of stuff. So for example, to do a multi-part parsing right now
Mhm.
in Starlet, you do use a Python multipart, which is
Mhm.
pure Python, and for a parser, if you do, and also the Python multipart is a very old code source that I've been improving during the years, but still old, and it uses a lot of callbacks, and a
Mhm.
lot of callbacks equal not that fast.
Mhm.
So I did some experiments, and
Mhm.
I've created. I had this Rust multipart parser that I've created years ago. And I've decided to actually, I remember about it because we talked, and I've decided to update it more, make it more, well, ask the AI to help me to just polish and benchmark the binding to see if we could replace Python multipart with it. And it did got faster. It did
How
not
much faster?
I think it was not many orders of magnitude. It was, I would say, I don't remember the numbers exactly, but I would say less than 10 times.
Okay.
I think it was actually between 10 and 20%, to be honest. 10 and 20%.
Oh,
it was not that
that's
much. Yeah.
that's strange. So
Could be, yeah.
so I want to throw something on the table. I recently released a new version of Emmet Core, which is again, like, for listeners, is the base library that my web framework uses. So both Emmet and Emmet 55 uses Emmet Core, and inside that library there's a Rust multipart parser, but that's way faster compared to Python multipart. So
Or it was. What was the last time
no,
you
it
benchmarked?
is because I also, like, recently updated it again and made it even more faster. So my suggestion to you is, hey, given that, like, you tested on Starlet, like, your package, you can just pip installed Emmet Core. It has no dependencies, and just use the parser for that. Do the same benchmark and see how it goes. And report to me back how it performs, because, like, again, at this point I'm curious.
Right now, while we talk, there is an agent that's actually doing that. So let's see how that goes in a few minutes.
Cool.
But yeah, about the experiment. Then I tried. I said to the agent, I created the Zig version of this. I said to the agent, create the Zig version of this. Looking at the Rust code, and it was twice faster.
That's the Rust version?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could say, you can argue that I don't know how to code in any of those languages, which is okay. I accept your feedback.
I think, like, if you compare, like, a Rust native extension to a Zig native extension, I think you have more over it in the Rust one because of Pio 3. I mean, because Pio 3 made the decision, hey, this thing has to be safe, so it wraps all the unsafety into structs and stuff. So I guess, like, that difference you see, I think it can be explained mostly because of the Pio 3 safety net, compared to...
That's what I think as well. Makes sense. But then what if I don't speak any of those two languages? Do I care? So
no, it completely makes sense. But at that point, I would ask, like, given that Python is C, like, why not C?
Well, because I do find, no, I mean, if I stop to read the code, if I have, then I do understand more Zig
compared to C.
C
Okay,
anyway, yes.
okay, makes sense.
I think at that point makes sense.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's the multipart part. Okay, nice. And I think, like, you did a bunch of stuff also on Zuviloop and ZTTP.
Yes. Zuviloop has been a very interesting experiment.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say where I'm running it, but I am running it on good load of data. So it has been working nicely, which I'm happy. Okay. And the best feature that I have that no one, well, I think it's very strong to say no one cares. I think it's a very interesting feature. Is when you use debug mode, and then you have warnings when there is more than 100 milliseconds. So what I did in Zuviloop, and which we also have at Pydantic Logfire, the SDK, is when you instrument the event loop, when we reach more than 100 milliseconds, we emit an span.
Okay, cool.
So now I have this, but now I have natively this
Open telemetry
Exactly.
stuff bound into the loop. Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
And you might think, well, but doesn't that make it slower? No. It
I don't
doesn't.
know, man. Like, I think so because, again, like, I'm not the biggest fan of open telemetry. You know, I
Yeah.
work at Sentry. It's complicated. Okay.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
S-
it's a nice feature to have, I guess, if you do
The point is,
weird shit on the loop.
no, I don't think it's weird shit. I think a lot of people have that they don't know. A lot of servers right now have uh, the event loop being blocked by some parsing stuff, by some I don't know anything. A lot of stuff that people have no idea,
Mhm.
and they have a lot of things that could have, like that they could improve because if the event loop gets blocked always. So like CPU throttling, like a lot of stuff that can the spans are can be helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's one of the biggest reason I made Tonio. You know, like
so you know the point. So the
yeah.
point. So if I have that information of what's slow, like what's blocking the event loop, then I can just go and fix it. And if I have, well, in my case, I work at, well, you too, but we work at observability company. So
Yeah.
I have the MCP of my stuff. So if I connect it, then now I'm able to, my coding agent is able to fix everything that's blocking the event loop. Because
Nice.
I have the stack of what's slow, and that has been very nice, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's a super cool feature. Uh, I like when I originally built R loop, which again it still misses like a ton of features, but whatever. No, not a ton of features, but you know, like TLS support and like SSL and Windows, like those are the big ones missing. But yeah, I initially thought about like those debug features, like to make an actual different build. So my idea was to like build actually two extension, and then you can do something like use the debug one with an extra dependency extra. I don't know. Like that was my idea, but I never like actually built it.
Right.
But yeah, that might also be something cool because yeah, maybe like if you gate the like I'm not an expert on the Zig side, so I don't know. Like I'm thinking in Rust words now, but like in Rust you can gate stuff behind like GIF flags,
Right.
right? So like you can actually have like a bunch of code that like in production mode like it doesn't even be there, like it doesn't even
Oh, but
waste binary size, you know
just to
what
be
I mean?
clear, I
Hmm.
don't use the debug. Like I actually don't use the
Yeah,
debug
I got you.
feature
Like
for.
it's a boolean, and then you probably have a bunch of ifs in the event loop stuff, right?
I think I have one. No, a bunch. I think that's strong. But it's not. It's just one span that I made and this
Okay.
one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess one.
Yeah, but I think it's an if you do on every loop iteration, I guess.
It's an if you do on every loop iteration. That's to be. Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Uh huh. So I don't know how many microseconds or picoseconds or whatever the difference is, but
I don't know. It's faster than UFI loop. That's what I wanted. So
yeah, I know that was your point.
my point. I mean, I've created Zloop. Sorry, yeah, Zloop, which was actually it was an experiment that was actually my first experiment on Zig. That what I did was try to create the fastest without much reasoning. So I just said get different event loop strategies and do it. And allow many ways. So it could use many strategies and you can choose which one you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was very. I think maybe it's faster than Jupyter, but I don't think that's that I learned much from it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like if you have like a benchmark suite in Zuviloop, I would be curious to see where our loop sits in there. Just
Okay.
because it's not UV based,
Uh-huh.
like it's implemented from scratch. I mean, not from scratch. It uses Mio,
Yeah.
but yeah, it would be just interesting to see because I expect it to be probably in between Uviloop and Zuviloop, probably.
I
I don't know.
I can
But
put it. I
it
can
would
try.
be interesting. Like yeah, spawn a new agent and just ask to add the R loop into your benchmarks. If you don't benchmark TLS, that should be fine.
Okay. Okay. I'll see. I got the results of the benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have good news for you. Well, I have good news on one of them, but
Mm-hmm.
not on the others. So you can complain about my agent,
Mm-hmm.
but let me see. Is this one? Yes, this one. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I'm gonna increase for the people watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good now? I think it's big enough.
Because you're reading. Okay. So I guess like the slowest one is the upload part, like the file
Yeah,
upload.
yeah.
Yes. You know what? Because I'm at
What?
core never stores anything in memory. So when
Okay.
you do an upload, it always pull to a temp file. That's a decision I made. Uh,
Uh,
because the usual problem with Python,
uh-huh,
at least like every fucking web application I know,
uh-huh.
coded by anybody with every framework,
Yeah,
usually the moment you start accepting upload, you
yeah.
get memory leaks everywhere and you need to like om
I know.
kills and stuff like that. So my decision was okay, I'm going to be the adult in the room,
Uh-huh.
and I would just say, okay, you want to handle like a gigabyte upload with Python? Okay, I will do the hard lifting, just
Uh-huh.
pulling to the disk and keep in memory just the usual buffer with, I guess it's like few tens of kilobytes.
Uh-huh.
But that's it. Like I don't keep in memory anything. So
Right.
it cannot explode quadratically in memory, which is probably what every other multi-part parser does.
Uh, no, I'm sure
So
multipart
it
doesn't explode anymore.
okay,
It
but
would. I solved the
yeah,
vulnerabilities.
okay, but again, like probably like another test that it's interesting to do is to in the same test like also monitor instruct the agent to monitor the memory usage of the process. So you can
Okay.
probably see the difference. But anyways, like in terms of number, I'd say yes. Again, I'm the faster in the fields, like raw fields. If you don't take like uploads, I think it's good.
Zig multipart multipart. Okay. Let's see if we have time. But you
Is
said
that pi?
yeah, it's pi.
Mm-hmm.
I know you
I,
asked me to use yours, but
yeah, I know.
I've
Like,
started using pi.
yeah, I just made like a ton of releases today and yesterday and the day before because like I kind of realized like first of all for the listener in case you don't remember like PyDry is like a big experiment, like it's a Python port of the Py harness coding agent in Python in free threaded Python. So I realized last week um, that it was like the worst possible implementation because no, follow me for a second because like Pi made a bunch of decisions based on the fact it runs on JavaScript, and
Uh-huh.
JavaScript is one thread,
Uh-huh.
one event loop. Again, like the async machinery works a bit different because like
Uh-huh.
promises are get like starts immediately,
Uh-huh.
whereas in Python like you need to await, like to start the thing you actually need to await, right?
Uh-huh.
But like again, it's single thread, single event loop, etc. So a bunch of decisions were specific to that in Pi, like and I guess when I wrote the like in the first sessions I had with Claude with Fable, I kind of steered the model. I kind of steered the model too much,
Uh-huh.
and so it kind of literally like it did a bunch of weird shit to try to uh re-implement like the JavaScript promise behavior in Tonio.
Okay.
And so like when I figured that out, I said, "Oh man, wait a second! Like, what's that? What the fuck is going on here? Like, explain what
I
you
see.
did." And he said like, "Ah, blah blah blah. It's to like have one
Uh-huh.
behavior." And I said, "Yeah, but you're fucking dumb because like, yeah, it's one behavior except for everything which is different on first the language, second the fucking runtime."
Right.
So in the last week, I made a bunch of versions because I finally got like I took Fable, asking like, okay, rescan the whole code base, find everything that doesn't make any fucking sense in a multi-threaded environment, okay, and build a plan to actually write it. And it did. It changed a bunch of stuff. But then another problem surfaced, which is AI models are trained on human code, right? And there's one thing that we are very bad doing, which is multi-threaded code. So the moment it switched to actual multi-threading on a bunch of stuff, like the amount of fucking problems like race conditions and locks and like I released like probably 4 or 5 versions in the last 2 days where the terminal UI completely froze at some point, like randomly, and the reason one is because it was fucking stupid, like what Fable did. And so after like 4 or 5 different sessions on the same problem, like he finally like, oh, I fucked up here. Yes. Hello. Thank you, Fable.
I
But yeah. So PyDry now works like the last version I published should be working.
Nice.
And should be actually more not fast, but like parallel. So when you do a bunch of like sub agents, like if you do sub agents, if you do tool calls and a bunch of that stuff, it should be like more parallel, and thus it should take less time. On the other hand, it might consume like more tokens compared to Pi in the same, let's say,
Why
time
is that?
window. Because again, like you do more stuff in the same, like if in 5 minutes you can do more stuff. So that's more or less it. But yeah, I mean, if you want to try, the last version we suggest is like 0.82.2.8, I think.
We hired talking about coding agents in Python. We hired a guy from Code Puppy. It's a coding agent built on top of Pydantic AI in Python.
Okay.
You could tell your agent to compare how just for curiosity.
I mean, I never read the code, you know.
Yeah, I know,
like
I know.
I have no fucking idea what's the PyDry AI, which is I think the part because it has like the same packages that Pi
Right.
has. But yeah, I never look at the code. I just sometimes I spot some weird shit it does, and I just take Fable, hey, what the
Right.
fuck, like fix
Right.
this shit.
Right.
So yeah, like if the guy wants to check whatever is going on my on PyDry code, sure, why not? But yes, if you want to like install PyDry and try to see if it works, like for your, I mean, like given that you use Py, it depends if you have like a bunch of extensions because those
I don't have
needs
that
to be
many
written in Python.
I don't have many extensions, but
I mean, skills should work out of the way.
yeah, but then you
But
force
like
me
if
when I try a new coding agent, I get forced to sync my previous configuration with the new coding agent. You know, what I'm building actually.
I mean,
Now
you
my-
can
my-
do like cp minus r dot py dry,
And it works out of the box.
except for the extensions, because again, extensions has TypeScript code in Py, and they need to be written in PyDry. But you can ask PyDry to rewrite the extension. You know.
I see. Amazing. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, if you try, let me know.
Okay. I'm actually building something for coding agents that's called the Agent Hub. Okay, this is a bit too much for the beginning. My idea
Okay,
was
what's that?
yeah. Let me actually remove the video first. So imagine. Don't need to imagine that much. You have a daemon that actually has it's a agent manager.
Okay.
And the agent manager can spawn agents. Okay, that agent could be I call them runtimes. Okay, so it can be a pie, could be code puppy. That's this guy, that Mike that we hire. It could be Pydantic AI, and for now I just did that. I built on the side to the
Could
edge.
be Codex, could be Open Code,
could be anything. So
Claude,
you have
could
that
be,
side. Yeah, you have that side. And the idea is that I'm connecting with Pi specifically with an extension,
Okay.
and then Pi creates sub-agents and creates agents that run on this agent manager that I call the Agent Hub. And the idea is that you can connect the Agent Hub on different coding agents. So your coding agents, like you have Pi connected to the Agent Hub, you can also have Codex connected to the Agent Hub. You can have Codex connected to the Agent Hub. You can have whatever you want connected to the Agent Hub, and then those agents are defined or saved in the Agent Hub, and then you can execute them, and then you can resume sessions.
Sounds you're trying to rebuild T3 code.
T3 code, what's that?
Do you know T3? Do you know Tio, like the YouTuber?
No, Tio.
Oh my god. Marcelo,
I watch League of Legends.
check Tio on YouTube. It made like T3 code, which is more or less what you're describing.
Really good
Because
idea
it's-
then.
Because it's not a harness, it's like a harness wrapper.
Uh-huh.
So you can, like, I think he uses it for, because he has, of course, he's fucking rich, so he has like a bunch of computers at home.
Nice.
And so he usually starts like doing a bunch of sessions with different agents, harnesses, whatever. So control everything from his laptop, and he has stuff running on whatever 30K machine someone just sent to him to do weird shit. You know?
Interesting.
So check T3 code, and next time you will tell me if it's the same thing you picture.
C3 code?
T3 code.
But like T3?
T.
T3 code co-agent. No, you send me on WhatsApp later.
Okay.
Oh, I got Gio, I think I'm gonna show you the benchmarks.
Uh-huh.
But
Let's see.
I do have food on the oven, so we're gonna need to finish after this.
Whoa,
so-
a bunch of stuff.
Yes, let's see
yeah.
if we can read what's happening here. Okay, this is Zig multipart. This is your stuff. This is my failure experiment. This is Python multipart, and this is the other Python.
But what's the scale? Like, it's that time or?
So we run with default profile. I don't know what it means on 314, using 64 kilobyte chunks.
Okay, it's throughput. Okay, it's
Yeah,
throughput. Okay.
yeah. Results are throughput. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then we have memory after. So, is it both the best result? Yeah, it is. So this is the best result for worst case. Yeah, because I wait. Result out of okay, yeah, megabytes per second. Okay, so this scenario, not sure if it's this interesting when it's empty. Is it?
Uh, I guess. I don't know.
I think Python multipart is just well, it's winning here, so I don't think I don't even check if it's empty.
I don't think this is using like the last version of Emmet Core, to be honest.
What version of Emmet Core did you use? Okay, so because it performed worse in everything. No, this one. Aha. Was it in everything? No. No.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense then. Like,
Oh no, I don't think it makes sense to perform this bad compared to Python multipart. There is something wrong here.
yeah.
Is 1.4.3 the last one?
Let me check. Emmet Core. Yes.
Well,
Okay,
I guess
weird. Like maybe it's right. I don't know. Like, okay.
you can also check up later, but yes, it seems the on which one is interesting? 100 fields, Zig multipart one. On a simple case, I don't know. I've copied this benchmark by the way. So on simple Zig multipart one. On no, there is something wrong. It cannot be that Zig multipart is losing this much for against Python multipart.
Yeah, it's weird.
Unless I really did a good job there. Okay, multipart, because as far as I know, multipart is faster in most of the cases than Python multipart, and I was expecting those two to at least win according to well, the Emmet Core I didn't check, so I don't know. But since it's in Rust, I was expected to be more performant. So I don't know. Seems weird. I do not trust those results.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some benchmarks late tonight on my machine because like that's weird.
Yeah, no, I find all results weird though. This one, that is too much weirdness. Well,
I don't know,
failed.
man.
I'll check later to see if I can find like make it less noisy or running CI or something like that. But
Yeah. So, I guess like it was a busy week for you.
yes,
Like counting the amount of stuff you did and tried, like respect.
Just crazy.
Like to be honest, man, like respect because I don't know. Like lately, it's I don't know. Again, maybe it's just because I'm just get back from a vacation, but like I don't know, man. Like sometimes, like taking things slow and I don't know, think a bit more about what the hell are you trying to do. I don't know, man. Like sometimes, like so, but again, like maybe in a couple of weeks, I will be back on the train and back to sleep like 4 hours per night and you know that kind of shit.
I don't think my rhythm that I'm doing right now is sustainable, but I am young and adventurous, like I usually say.
You're definitely younger than me, so that counts. That counts for sure.
No, but I mean, I think I'm just. We also hired a guy that's very performant. So I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I can. So
Okay.
trying to compete.
Okay, so yeah, you want to match his throughput,
Yes.
I guess. Okay. Well, makes sense. I mean, sometimes, like, you do that like the first couple of weeks, the first month, and then you say, oh, fuck it.
It's been 2 months
Uh,
though. I'm worried.
but yeah, also because like the quality is a different thing. Like it's not just about throughput, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I'm learning more and more that I understand that, but I'm learning more and more to trust.
Mm-hmm.
And by trust, I mean setting a lot of guardrails, so I can be more and more sure that I'm, even when I'm making mistakes, it's in a controlled way, because then I have tests, I have CI that actually playing in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe that the point nowadays is to actually set those guardrails so you can actually keep doing.
I don't know, man. Like because, okay, I will give you a couple of examples, and then we will wrap up for this episode. So I'm doing like except of the HTTP libraries I made for with the eye on top of Tonio, HTTP Punk and Pancrack. By the way, I'm waiting for your merge on my pull requests on Uvicore because it's fucking ready, man. So
I know, I know.
anyways, except for that, so I'd say like the two projects right now that I'm using the most to keep testing Tonio, because I kind of want to get out of the alpha state and reach at least like a beta state, uh, are PyDry, because it has a bunch of weird shit going on, right? Because you have like the terminal, which is file descriptors, you have subprocesses, you have network, you have like all the Tonio API surface. And another project, which is at the moment private, I didn't publish it yet. It's actually a product. It's not like a library for once. Um, and the only spoiler I will give is search engine, because I fucking hate Google lately. So it's my own version of Google, the search engine, and it's and of course like my Google Home started.
Nice.
Anyways, so I have like these two projects, like 99, if not 100% paid with AI, mix of Fable and Opus, because um, I mainly hit like my weekly limit of Fable a couple of days before the weekly limit, right? Because it's half of the total limit. So what I do is usually like talk with Fable to plan stuff, make like very detailed plans, and then have Opus just implement those, and then when it's implemented, get back with Fable and say check everything that Opus did, and that's usually my process on these two processes.
I see.
On these two projects. Um, but even if I have like super strong guardrails, for example, like PyDry here is a very contained example, because again, like I have the full suite of tests from the original Py, like 1.1
Right.
ported, right? So that's like very strong. And despite of that, man, the amount of bugs and weird shit, like both Fable, like because some of those bugs was even like because Fable like made some shit in the planning and didn't check like the thing after. So I don't know, like I guess my take and on this search engine I make like I'm kind of hating the same problem sometimes, because I don't know, like maybe it's also my workflow, because I try to keep like the session as limited as possible in context. So I try to, you know, keep the context very minimal, start a new session per task. So, you know, But like every time I do that, like sometimes I don't know why, like cloud models start forgetting about everything. Like fresh session, they don't read memories, they don't read anything, so they keep like doing the same errors every fucking time. So I don't know, maybe it's part of my workflow, maybe it's part, but again, like in my experience, or at least on those two projects, even if I have like super strong guardrails, I don't know. Sometimes it's end up being like super shit, anyways.
Let me give you an advice as a
Okay.
agent.
Yeah. I'm up
As
to advice.
an agent supervisor.
The agent expert, and not anymore the fast API expert.
I think one thing that you can do that's very useful if you're feeling like that is you can actually ask to take notes, like ask the agent to take notes on your context, on your like on the context file, like agentsmd, cloudmd, what it learned from you this section.
Man, like I have plenty. Like you know that Cloud like has the memories folder, which a bunch with a bunch of markdowns there.
I know.
It's basically the
that's
same
different.
shit.
No, but that's different. No, that's not the same thing. Because
I start every fucking session like pointing to a plan, okay, or a section of the plan, and say and load the relevant memories.
Yeah, but I think you still use like it might not, I don't know, but when you put it, but why not put it on the agent's MD?
Because it's too much stuff.
I don't think it's too much stuff nowadays anymore, because the agent gets too much. The context window is huge.
No, man, it's not enough. Like especially like on something like PyDry or this search engine, which are like you have several packages. You have some strong coding, like code format decisions. You have some strong runtime.
No, code format decisions
have...
don't go on the agent MD, because you need to ensure you have static tools on your repository, so you don't need to put that on the context.
No, not code format. It's more code style, like on some stuff. Like you know when you do like unnecessary async wrappers, for example. So you define a method which is async def something, and then return await something else.
Yeah.
That could be a def.
Yeah.
And return the other coroutine, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of my rules, right?
Yeah.
It always forget about that, even if it's in the memories. And I check and every time. I don't know. I need to rest it, like stop whatever it's doing, because I see like another thing shit like that in the code, and I said stop, reread the memory. And,
but then isn't that maybe you're feeling the context, and then it's at some point?
No, it's a fresh session, man. It's a fresh session, man. Like,
but in the beginning, it doesn't remember, and you tell it to check the memory file.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because like I don't know. Maybe it's too. Maybe on some things like cloud models are too reinforced. Learn on some bad patterns. I don't know. I mean, we're talking about Python code, so probably.
Yes.
But yeah, like on some things, like it doesn't steer. Like I cannot steer it enough. Like on some things. Sometimes on the other end it gets fixated on a bunch of shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like in one session, like it found like I don't know in a totally unrelated folder some notes I made on a different project, and it kind of fixated on a like bug on a dependency that like it was like 3 months old, and it kept like, oh, this is a bug. I don't know, man. Like sometimes it's very strange.
I see. I don't know. I usually, if something annoys me, I put on the agentsmd as a bullet. As a number point, and then one sentence. What I noticed that the agents try to be very verbose and create a text when I just want a very simple sentence that already solves the issue. So
I don't know. Maybe it's even cloud code. Maybe it's not even the model, because like I cannot use Fable through Pi or Pi Drive because it would cost me like tokens.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know. Maybe it's also the harness. I should like. Yeah, I can probably make some tests with Opus 5 to see like if with a different harness.
You can use you can try PyDry with the cloud subscription.
Yeah, I don't want to get my cloud subscription banned,
Oh, that's your point.
Yeah. Yeah, because by the terms of service, you're not supposed to use your cloud subscription with any other harness other than
Right.
Cloud Code.
So, get the same headers or something. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If this is being recorded.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Jokes.
We're joking, Dario. Please don't ban us. Please.
I like Anthropic.
Oh my
I really
god,
do.
I can't say that. Man, I'm sorry, but
You're gonna need to cut this part.
like the point is that like, yeah, I cannot say such a huge lie. I'm sorry because like, I use Anthropic just because I hate Anthropic less than I hate OpenAI. I mean, like saying I hate OpenAI is wrong. Like I fucking hate Sam Altman. Like that's the reality. Okay. So let's say I hate Dario less than Sam Altman for some reason. I don't know.
They gave you a subscription.
Not just that. Like I'm pretty sure. Like
that's the reason.
I can ping someone and like whatever. But no, it's just like I fucking hate the man. So I don't know. I don't want to use anything from them unless I need to, and I mean, we'll see what happens. Anyways, I think it's a good moment to wrap up. I'm sorry for the listeners if you expected us to have a theme for today's episode, but yeah, I don't know. Like I guess like it's I got back from vacation and it's I don't know. This was an experiment to set an episode in like an actual chat with me and Marcelo on updates from each other.
I think it's good. I think it was good.
So let us know what do you think about this format in the comments down below. That's how YouTubers say usually. And again. As usual, if you have suggestions for a topic for one of the next episode, again, comment down below and we'll see what we can do.
Yep. If you have also ideas to what to talk about in the next episodes.
Yep.
See you.
So, see you in the next one, I guess.
See you. Bye.
See ya.